Hey YouTube, it's Bella. Hope you're having a beautiful, blessed day, and I am here with a video explaining basically why I have not been making videos lately. And it's very hard to talk about because it's one of the most traumatic experiences that I've ever experienced. And if you're new to my channel and this video is what brought you here, I am sorry to meet you under such circumstances, but I am so glad to meet you, and may God be with you every step of the way. And let's get started. I went to a doctor. Now, for most of you who don't know, I have bladder issues. And I have not talked about it on YouTube, but if you follow me on Facebook, you might know somewhat of it. And I'm planning on making a YouTube video about the bladder issues that I've had for quite some time. It's just I've mainly focused on arthritis in this vlog, but I want to expand and talk about different health issues as well. So, and that's kind of a crazy story. But I will, it's a blessed story and it has a happy ending, so I'd like to make the video someday, another time. So, basically what happened was I was having a flare-up for about a week and a half at a time. I had this flare-up for like 2.5 weeks. And I went to a doctor, just, like to check if it was something else, if it was, urinary infection, whatever it was. And I'm not going to say which doctor it was, but I went to a doctor, and the doctor tested my urine and said, you have glucose in your urine, which is most likely an indicator for diabetes, and my heart sank. He also thought I had diabetes because I had a pain on this side of my body that was so tremendous, like right here, and it was so. Sorry, I thought I heard something through my wall. I'm going crazy now. It was so painful. That's also, he said, sometimes an indicator of diabetes. Not often, but sometimes. And my heart sank, and he said, you should go to the hospital and get tested immediately for diabetes. So I ran to the hospital. I'm crying in the car, and my family member's driving me. And I remember being so scared, like I was frozen, like paralyzed with fear. I take another urine test there, and they tell me I have this, there's this doctor, it's an Asian woman, and she's one of the kindest doctors that I've ever met in my life. She told me, you're fine, what are you talking about? As soon as I went there, there was no glucose in the urine. Video, hi doctor. I'm sure you recognize me, I go there often enough. And she sends me home, and she said to me that I have to come back for a blood panel. They couldn't do it there. I had to go to a specialist, like a lab, to do it. So I go to the lab. It's an affiliate of the hospital. It's an Asian man who did it, her affiliate, and he was very gentle with me. He was very nice with me. I barely even felt the pinch, and I was so nervous, and I had to fast. And I take the test. Now, during this wait to get the results, was like a few days, and I didn't really mention this to any family members or any friends because it hurts to talk about it. It just, when something hurts you so bad to speak about, that it just pains you. You can't mention it. It hurts even, to talk to God about it. And I was praying to God, but it even hurt for me to make the words to tell God the word diabetes. And as I waited, I had a very strange dream. Now, this is something else you guys don't know about me. There was an individual in my life, I don't know, this is another very hard topic to talk about, who made such an impact in my life. And it was not the best impact. And it's very hard to discuss. I never thought I'd be discussing this on camera. I don't think I'll ever make the full story on camera. It's a very chilling story. But I dreamt that the actions that this person did was all controlled by an older man. Now, this dream happened while I was waiting. One of the nights I was sleeping and waiting, and during the time. And this older man told this person to do all these bad things that they did in their lifetime. They're no longer with us. Some of you might know who I'm referring to. That it wasn't really their fault. And in the dream, I killed the man. And he told me in the dream where he hid these bodies, and I opened up this vault, and I saw the body, and I turned my face, and I didn't want to see it. And I wasn't sure, but I truly believe it was the body of the person who made the negative impact in my life, in my dream. And I just didn't want to see it. When I woke up for this dream, I had to go to work. I was obviously very shaken. As I'm preparing to go to work, I kept thinking about the dream and the diabetes, possible diabetes diagnosis. It was something very strange happened to me. I lost touch of reality for a moment. I was not taking any drugs or any medicines that would make me feel this way. I lost touch of reality. I didn't know what was fact and what was fiction anymore. I lost it. I felt that the diabetes diagnosis was of the fault of the deceased individual I had dreamt about. And the person in the dream was the reason. The person in the dream had controlled that person. Obviously, we all make our choices. There was no person that I know of that ever did this. I just dreamt that this person had told someone to do wrongdoings, and I kept screaming, no, no, no one has the right to make me sick. No one has the right to take someone else's life by making them do the wrong choices. And I completely had a panic attack, going room for room pacing, and I couldn't find my phone. I kept losing my phone. And I just snapped, and when I came to, I said, God, it's very emotional. I said, God, I cannot handle this. You promised that you will not be burdened with something that I cannot handle, and I cannot handle this. And I started to cry, and I said, at first I had feelings where I said, I didn't want to stay on this earth any longer if I was going to have this problem. And I said, I can't face it. I don't think I could do it. And that was a very wrong way of thinking, because life is so much more than just the sickness. I go back to get the test results, and I did not have diabetes. All of this worrying, this traumatic experience, they retested my urine a third time. There's no glucose. So one said yes, and two said no. They took my blood. I do not have diabetes. I am still shaken from this. I am so thankful to God that God gave me a second chance, and I promised Him I would do great things in His name. I am so thankful that urine test was wrong. I was given a second chance of life, to have a regular life, to not live, I feel, will be a life that's hindered by sickness, even more than I already have. I am truly blessed. And if you're watching this video and going through the same thing, remember, whether you have it or not, there is life after a diagnosis. I am blessed. I do not have this diabetes. It was a tremendous scare. But I can hope that this feeling of being so shaken will go away someday. I'm still shaken. I still have nightmares about being told that I have it when I don't. And I celebrated with 2 bags of candy, and I said, life is sweet. Also, during the time, I forgot to say that I did not know, I ate a whole bunch of Kit Kats. I don't know why. I was snapping. I was losing touch of reality. It was very, very, very traumatic. And that's why I did not make any videos. It's literally one of the worst things that's ever happened to me in my life. And I'm so blessed to be spared of this terrible thing. So I'm glad I'm okay. I don't have diabetes. And if you guys are going through the same thing, I pray for everyone going through the same thing. And even if you are diagnosed with it, there's a lot of things out there that people can do to maintain diabetes. It's not all insulin and pumps on your side. It's not all like that. A lot of people could maintain it with medication, and a lot of people can maintain it with just diet. Pill form, medication, and diet, and you're fine. So, yeah, it's not always going to be bad. And I knew a woman, I'll tell you a story of inspiration. This woman who had diabetes, the only person I knew who had I knew 2 people, but the one woman I knew most recently, this woman was 50 years old, looked younger than me, looked younger than her 25-year-old children, was a spicy little feisty thing, worked 10 hours a day, opened up her own business. The only thing, she had to eat every hour. she had such a beautiful life. She was a beautiful woman, and she lived such a full life. And if you tell her she's sick, she look at you funny, like, I'm not sick. What are you talking about? Because she had a zest for life, and she had to live for her kids. And if you have live for those who love you, and if you feel no one around you loves you, live for your future. You don't know who God's gonna put into your life.